Keith Rucker here at VintageMachinery.org. So this week we're going to put together a little odds and ends video for you guys. Quite honestly, I just haven't had any shop time the last week or so to put anything on video for you guys to look at. And a big part of the reason of that was this last weekend. I made a trip out to California, to Rancho Cucamonga, to go out to Stan Zinkowski's 2015 Summer Bash. And if you've watched some video or YouTube, been watching my videos and some of the other YouTube machinists out there, I'm sure you've probably heard about the Summer Bash by now. But basically, Stan invited a bunch of guys to come out to his shop at his house for just a Saturday of fun. He invited a lot of the guys from the YouTube community, as far as creators such as myself, to be there, and really had a really good turnout from a lot of guys from all over the country coming out to Stan's. And I don't know, there was probably, I don't have a list in front of me, there's probably 15 to 20 YouTube creators who came out for the event. And all in all, I think there were about 200 people that showed up for the actual event. So had a really good turnout, and it was a really, really good time. So I flew out on the Friday before. I got up real early, flew out there, got in around lunchtime on Friday. On Friday afternoon, some of the YouTube guys all got together, and then on Saturday it was open to the public. Folks came on in and had a really good time, and then flew back home on Sunday morning, got home back here in South Georgia late Sunday afternoon. So made for a long weekend, but man, it was a great time. So I want to just thank everybody who showed up out there for the event. Not just YouTube creators, but all of the fans, all the viewers who came in. To me, that was really the best part of the whole event, was getting a chance to meet face to face so many of guys who subscribe to my channel, and people who I see commenting on my channel all the time. So you see a little avatar by their name, and a name, or sometimes it's a screen name. Some of these guys had their screen name on their name tag, so we know who they were, and they'd walk up, introduce themselves, and I'd look at their name tag like, yeah, it's great to meet you. So to me, that was just a whole lot of fun. I had a wonderful time. There was a lot of really cool stuff that went on out there. Stan, you did an outstanding job pulling this thing together. Where do I even start? I took a couple of video shots. I didn't take a whole lot of video, but I took a couple of video shots, of things going on. First off, a little shot showing when I got out the Stands early on Saturday morning, just showing the setting. He lives in a beautiful spot right there at the base of some mountains, right there in Rancho Cucamonga, and right out his back door, he's just got these gorgeous, huge mountains just go up. Unbelievable, just unbelievable. From a guy from flat South Georgia, I love the mountains, and Stan, I'm jealous of you for having that great view in your backyard. And we kind of kicked things off. We had several people brought in stuff. We had a little swap meet. I got some video, looking at some of the tables of swap meet people brought in. Did a little buying, did a little trading. A lot of folks brought in different things. I didn't buy a whole lot out there, just simply because I was traveling by air and I didn't want to have to try to bring things back. Although I did buy a few things, and I want to thank Ben Zittner, who I actually bought some stuff from Ben, and Ben said, look, says, just whatever you get, hand it to me, I'll put it in a flat rate box and I'll ship it to you so you don't have to worry about it. So Ben, I appreciate that. And I got a few things I'm going to show that we picked up, but quite honestly, a lot of stuff's coming in the box that Ben's sending me. So not everything that I got out there this weekend I'm going to be able to show you today, but there are a few things I'm going to be able to show you. We had raffles, drawings. People bought tickets for the raffle, and Stan and all the guys really went out and got some really good sponsors for the event, and had some just unbelievable door prizes for the raffle. Some really high-end stuff, and I was able to pick. I won a couple of things on the raffle, and we'll show you those here in a minute. So I'll tell you what, let's zoom in here, and I'm going to show you a couple of things that I did bring back with me, and then the rest of the stuff we'll probably show you a little bit later on. So first thing I'll show you here, when I first got there, Ray Cornelia from Ray's Garage, YouTube creator over there, came up to me and handed me a nice t-shirt. It's got his Ray's Garage logo on the front. He also gave me some more decals. I think he had sent me some before, but I got a few more. And then on the back of the shirt here, I'm getting it all dirty on my workbench, but nice Ray's Garage logo on there. So Ray, appreciate that. You got my size right, and this right here will be worn, I promise you. I wear t-shirts all the time, particularly when I'm out in the shop, and so you might see this in a video or two down the road. Thank you, Ray. Next item here is a hat, and this came from Caleb Mayfield, and Caleb actually traveled quite a distance to come to Stan's Summer Bash. Caleb actually lives in Hawaii, and he works at the Pacific Missile Range Facility, Barking Sands, which is where they do testing of all kinds of missiles with the military. And anyway, he brought a couple of hats and gave a couple of us guys some hats, and I really appreciate that. And I was blown away that Caleb actually came all the way from Hawaii, where he lives, to come to the Summer Bash. In fact, we had people from all over the U.S. Quite a few people actually flew into the event out there that were just viewers, and we had, of course, some creators that came out, but we had quite a few viewers that just flew out, and Caleb came quite a distance to get there. So again, thank you, Caleb. Enjoyed getting a chance to meet you and chat with you. And I really do appreciate the hat. And I wore it most of the day after he gave it. It's really hot out there at Stan's place. I think we got up to about 103, 104 degrees during the day. Of course, it's dry, unlike it is here where I'm at, real low humidity. So it wasn't terrible. But if you were out in the sun, let me tell you, if you're in the shade, it wasn't bad. But out in the sun, it was terrible. And this hat saved my tail, because if you looked at the top of my head, there's not a whole lot of hair on it. And I was really glad to get this on top of being a great gift. Really came in handy out at Stan. So again, thanks, Caleb. So one of the really cool things that I thought was done there was Bob Giovanacci, who is down in Apple Valley, California, came out, and Bob brought along some American flags for all of the YouTube creators who were at the event. So this is a nice 3x5 American flag, and he wants us to hang these up in the shop or on a flagpole or whatever. And this is really awesome, guys. This really blew me away. Now, Bob has a business, Bob's Banners, Flags, and Sign, again, there in Apple Valley, California, where he sells flags, makes banners, all kinds of cool stuff. But he donated all these to us guys, again, all the YouTube creators. And Bob, this will find a place in my shop. Quite honestly, as you've probably heard, I'm in the process of building a new shop, and I'm probably going to hold this and actually wait until I get the new shop built. And we're going to find a good place to put this in the new shop. My shop that I'm out here now, of course, I go between my home shop and the museum, and I just don't really have a good place to put it right now, where it's not going to get messed up, or at the museum anyway, or here at the house, where I just don't have a lot of room. But in the new shop, this will have a place of honor, and we're going to find a place to put it. I'm proud to be an American, and I will proudly display my American flag. And thank you, Bob, for providing those for all of us. So I mentioned a while ago door prizes, and I was fortunate enough to pick up a couple of door prizes. My ticket got drawn out of the bin, and one of them was really just right up my alley and something that was very useful for me. I picked up this gift certificate for some flat belts, and as you guys know, I've been working on the advanced planer matcher now for a while, and as you know, fate would have it, I was needing 2 more flat belts to finish that thing up. In fact, I had it on my list to call and order some as soon as I got back from this event. And lo and behold, while I was out there, I won a $75 gift certificate for flat belts. Now, these came from Albino Machining and Custom Flat Belts, and he has a website, www.flatdrivebelts.anysize.com, or excuse me, www.flatdrivebelts-anysize.com. I'll put that link up here on the screen for you guys. And anyway, he sells custom flat belts. He'll actually cut them to length, make them endless, go ahead and have them spliced. In my situation, I was just needing the material. I'll splice them myself once I get them and everything. I knew exactly what I needed. I called Al up, and I really didn't know what to expect. I had never dealt with him before. I usually get belts from another supplier, and I said, well, what the heck, I'll give him a try, and told him what I needed. He came back, and the price, you know, even without the certificate, was, you know, right in line with who I normally get my flat belts from. In fact, it was actually just a little bit cheaper. The total was just a little bit cheaper than the quote that I had received before I left to go out the stands by a few bucks. So he had real good prices, and of course when I threw the gift certificate in there on top of it, it made it even better deal. So anyway, I'm looking forward to get these in, and you guys will probably be seeing in an upcoming video me putting these belts on the planer matcher to get the side heads running, the matcher heads running on that machine. So anyway, thanks Al for being a sponsor of the event and providing some door prizes. If you guys out there are looking for some flat belts for any of your machines, I encourage you to give Al a call. He'll be glad to help you out, I'm sure. So thanks a lot, Al. Another door prize I picked up. This is from Tactical Keychains, and you guys watch the channel. You've probably seen this little decal, if nothing else, on some of the YouTube creators' whiteboards and stuff. And if you haven't, you can go take a look. He actually has a pretty good website where he shows making some of these things. And a while back, it's been probably a little over a year ago now, he actually sent me a little ink pen that's made out of titanium that's quite honestly has become probably my favorite pen. It just writes so well. And even my kids, I have to watch it because they come in my office and they keep trying to steal that pen. I'm gonna probably have to order some extras of those because they're just really good. But anyway, he was very kind. He wasn't able to come to the event himself, but he sent along some door prizes. And what I ended up getting were these little, they're little magnets. So you kind of look like, it kind of looks like a little bullet there or whatever, but it's got magnets in one end. And of course these you can use if you're on a machine or whatever, want to like hang a drawing up and need to stick something to it. They're kind of like push pins, but they're magnets. So anyway, these will come in handy, and it's got those rare earth magnets in them that are really powerful. These things are really got some strength. In fact, you can see, you know, just they won't even come close to one another. They got a good bit of power in them. So anyway, thanks a lot for these. I appreciate these magnets. I appreciate you as well. Again, being a sponsor for the event and sending along some door prizes. And there were quite a few guys that came home with some tactical keychain gear from Stan's Summer Bash through door prizes. So up next are kind of a combination here. So part of this is a gift, and part of this is some things I purchased, and all this came from James Green. James, of course, is another one of the YouTube creators that's out there. Has a series called Short Serious Shenanigans, has a pretty good channel, and James was there, brought a table full of items that he was selling, and he gave all of us one of these little notepads here. Really nice paper on there. This will be handy. But these other items on here are some things I picked up off his table, and they ended up not going in the box. They were, quite honestly, I put them in my pocket and forgot to give them to the guy to put in the box. So I carried these home on the airplane. No big deal. But two things I got from him. Number one is this Starrett taper gauge, number 269A. Which is kind of a neat little tool if you've never seen it. So if you look at it, you got all these little leaves on here that are tapered, and they're graduated, and basically this allows you to measure something from 100 thousandths up to 500 thousandths on a diameter. So say you got a hole and you want to see how big it is, and you can't get a, for whatever reason you don't have a gauge pen or something to measure it with, this will give you a pretty good idea. So basically the way this works is I'm just going to use this. This is probably not the best thing, but I got a little thing here. It's got a hole in it. You just take this, push it down in there, and you can read it to 1,000th of an inch. So that's about 162 thousandths. So you can get a good quick measurement on something with this taper gauge. Didn't have one of these, and I thought that was kind of cool, so I ended up bringing that home with me. And also picked up a few little inserts. So these go on a threading tool, and I've got a bunch of just regular 60-degree threading inserts, but anyway, I picked up a couple here. One of these has, or a couple of these I think, has a radius on it, or maybe one of them has a radius on it, and then these two here are for an Acme thread. I'm not sure exactly which one, but anyway, it's for cutting Acme threads. And anyway, I picked up a couple of inserts from them, just loose inserts, as well as the taper gauge, and really had a good time just chatting with James and getting to know James a little bit outside of just watching his channel on YouTube. So I appreciate it, James. Thanks a lot, and look forward to seeing more on your channel. So while I haven't been out at the museum doing any work this week because I've been tied up either with my own job or being gone on the weekends when I'm usually out at the shop, I did go out to the museum one afternoon this week, briefly checking on some stuff, and got some video that I thought you guys might enjoy seeing. So each year during the month of August, they actually close the museum down. Historically, that's probably the lowest attendance month of the year for the museum. School's just starting back. In August, quite honestly, down here in South Georgia, it's usually just so dang hot and humid that people just don't really want to go walk around outside very much. If you get a lot of at the museum. So they shut down for the month, and it gives the museum an opportunity to do some maintenance and work on site. They try not to do a lot of that when visitors are on site, just because they're kind of the historic village at the museum is kind of set in from about 1890 to 1910 time frame, and it's distracting when you're out there and you got modern vehicles and stuff on site doing maintenance and repair work. So they try to keep that down to a minimum when visitors are there. But being shut down during the month, it really gives an opportunity to do some maintenance and upkeep. And one of the things that they had going on this month, or actually last week, was they had a crew come in and they purchased a bunch of new railroad ties to go on the narrow gauge railroad that runs through the museum, and were replacing a bunch of the railroad ties. So they had a crew come in that was pulling out the old ties and putting new ties in. And anyway, I got out there and shot a little bit of video of those guys working, and really quite amazing work. These guys, of course, this is what they do for a living. They're very good at it. The guy on the backhoe, he runs that thing like an extension of his arm, and can just move those railroad ties. He can just about reach down there with that backhoe and just pick a tie up, slide it out from under the rail, slide the new tie up under the rail, and again, just pretty amazing to watch him work while he's doing that. Once the old tie comes out and the new tie goes in, then of course they have to nail them down, and they're doing it the old-fashioned way, by hand. And again, it was a lot of fun to watch someone who is very good at what they do in driving those railroad spikes by hand, which is not as easy as it looks. I guess with practice it gets a lot easier, but these guys are driving those stakes like it's like driving a 16-penny nail. And I can tell you, I've done some track work, and I'm not very good at it. And it takes me a lot more effort to drive a railroad spike than this. And even pulling the old ties out. We've actually done some of that work ourselves out there, and you know, we're doing good if we can remove a tie and put a new tie back under the track with a crew of about 3 or 4 people. You know, it probably takes us about an hour to pull the spikes, get the old tie out, put the new tie in, and drive new stakes. And that's if everything goes good, where these guys are just zipping right through there like there's nothing. But anyway, I thought you guys might enjoy seeing this. Anyway, we're excited. Well, we replaced quite a few of the railroad ties on the track. We actually did this a couple of years ago. They went for a period of about 10 years when budgets were real bad, where they weren't able to do much track maintenance. And over the last 2 years, between what we did this year and what we did 2 years ago, probably about half of the railroad ties at the museum have been replaced and are new now, which is really good. So that's really going to improve the quality of the train ride, and hopefully will last for many years to come. So next item here is some viewer mail that came in. This is from John DeRosa. John has sent me things several times now, and John actually has a little business on eBay where he sells taps and dies, Tap and Die 911, and he has sent me stuff before. But anyway, he kind of had a little fun with me last time. He sent me some things, sending me some what he called colossal and massive tooling. And he found some more colossal, massive tooling that he wanted to send me, and sent me 2 little items here. So first thing here, in this little plastic sleeve, what this is an end mill that is, I don't know if you can read that, 30 thousandths. 0.030 is the diameter down here on the working end. Teeny, teeny, tiny end mill. So next time we're working on the steam locomotive at the museum, making some parts, I'm sure that's going to come in real handy. You know, working on valve gears or something, I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll see if we ever have need for that. And the other thing he sent me was this little box here, Greenfield Tap and Die. This is a #1 high-speed steel combination drill and countersinks. And I think that, I haven't actually measured these. If you look in there, kind of looks like a center drill, but what that actually is it's got a drill on on the end that's a #1 size, like a 1:60 size, so the smallest size, and then it's actually got a countersink built into it. So for drilling teeny tiny holes and countersinking them all in one operation. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of those in the box. So again, some more, you know, A-bomb size tooling here. I appreciate it a lot, John. Anyway, I always have a little fun with this kind of stuff. And he sent me a couple of more Starrett cards to go along with that, little desk equipment charts and what have you. And I think I'm going to get to meet John. We got an event coming up in Illinois that I'm going to tell you guys about here, probably in another video or 2 here before long. And I think I'm going to have a chance to meet up with John in person at that. Another nice viewer gift that came in here from Cliff Fender up in Michigan, Wayland, Michigan. And Cliff has a business, Versatile Machine Repair, where he actually goes out and does all kinds of repair to machinery, of all different kinds of machine tools and what have you. So if you got a problem with the machine, you got a machine shop, whatever, and you're having trouble with one of your machines, you can give Cliff a call. He'll come out and actually diagnose the problem and even repair and fix the problem for you. And that's the business he's in, and he does, from what I understand, does a really good job. We've actually had some good email conversations and stuff over the past few months, and you know, he does kind of what I do, I guess, but I do it more as a hobby and doing it for the museum, restoring old machines. He's probably working on stuff generally newer than what I'm messing around with, but he does it for a living and been doing it for quite some time and has quite a bit of experience, and probably need to pick his brain a little bit more to pick up some tips from him. So anyway, Cliff, I appreciate the shirts. He sent along 3 different shirts to me. One's a t-shirt, and we got 2 polo type shirts, a green one and a white one. He said the green one he wears in the shop, and the white one is more for when he dresses up. So anyway, he thought I'd like these with the little logo on there, the little micrometer logo, and I do. So thanks a lot, Cliff. Again, you'll probably see me wearing some of these. So I do appreciate it. Thanks a lot. All right, guys, so we're to the end. appreciate you hanging in there. Sorry we didn't have a whole lot of machine shop material to put in this week's video, and quite honestly, the next about 6 to 8 weeks, I'm gonna be really busy, and with my job, I'm gonna be traveling again a good bit. Just got a lot going on, and it's gonna be tough for me to find shop time. So I may not have quite as much stuff coming up over the next few weeks as I have been able to do the last couple of months. And it just has to do with the seasonal nature of my job, and unfortunately I'm about to be in a busy season. So should still have some time for you guys to put some stuff up, and we'll keep them coming as quick as we can, but I'm not going to guarantee I'm going to be able to do one a week for the next few weeks. We'll do the best job we can. Couple of things. If you guys have hung in this far, you're going to get some little bonus material. I'm putting this at the end because I know not everybody hangs out to the end. So we're going to put some good stuff here at the end of the video. So number one, a couple of updates that I'm getting a lot of questions about. The shop. Yes, we're still moving forward on the shop. My new shop is moving forward, but it's kind of slow right now. As I showed you a couple of weeks ago, we got the site cleared, we got all the stumps dug up, and we got our burn pile. The burn pile is sitting right where the shop's gonna go. So before we can do anything else, the burn pile has to go, and we just have to be patient and wait for that to get dry enough to actually go in there and burn. So hopefully here in another 2 or 3 weeks, we'll be able to get that started, and once that's done, then we can start on the next phase of the shop, which is gonna be getting some dirt hauled in, getting the site ready for a slab to go in for the shop. So we'll be giving you guys more shop updates as it progresses, but the next couple of weeks there's just not really much going to be going on. Another update, I'm getting questions about my furnace project, and as you guys know, we ran into a little roadblock on that. Good news is I've got the new refractory, so I picked that up a couple of weeks ago when I was over in the Birmingham area, Birmingham, Alabama. And anyway, I've got it sitting over here on the floor in the shop, and it's just waiting on me to have time to get my new forms built and get that done. So hopefully here in the next few weeks, I'm gonna be able to work that into the schedule, and hopefully we'll be able to get that furnace, at least the rest of it cast up. So that's my hope. And I got several things going on. I just got to get that worked in there. The J Advanced Planer Matcher moving along. So we've been kind of piddling on it on some evenings and afternoons and whatever, going out there. You know, if I got a spare hour or two, I'll go out there, and I'm just doing some little just nitpicky stuff, time-consuming stuff. That most of it, quite honestly, just is not even worthy of even trying to shoot a video. I mean, it's just cleaning and you know, putting some nuts and bolts in here and there, and just kind of finishing some things up. So we're getting real close on that. The knives, I got the knives. I think I showed a shot of those in a video where I was doing my blasting cabinet. I actually had the thing I was sandblasting were the knives for the planer matcher. And those were sandblasted. I actually had the backs of those blanched ground so they'd be good and flat, because we had a good bit of rusting on them. They just took a little bit of material off, just enough to get them good and flat. And I've sent the knives off to be sharpened. And a friend of mine down in Louisiana, one of my viewers actually, does that for me, and hopefully he'll be getting those back to me in the next couple of weeks. And once that's done, I told you we got the flat belts ordered, so hopefully we'll be able to get those on there maybe this weekend. That'll probably be part of my next video I do, and see if we can get the side heads at least spinning and running, and then we've got to make the bolts to bolt the knives down onto the machine. I've got to make about 50 planer bolts, and or have made 50 planer bolts. I'm not sure yet, and we're working on that. And that's probably either going to be a project I do, although I may actually sub that out. It's just a lot of work. So anyway, I'm kind of going back and forth. If things work out, we're going to make them. Probably not in my shop, but in someone else's shop. If not, I'm just going to send the job out. So we're still working on that. So again, some stuff to look forward to. So the final thing, and again, I put this last on purpose. I'm actually going to shoot a dedicated video for this coming up, but for my dedicated viewers that stay to the very end, a little bonus clip for you, and you'll get a little preview on this for the guys that you'll get to see the head of the guys that cut the video off a while back. So coming up next month, September 24th through 27th, we got another big event, and I've been waiting until the Stan's Bar Z Summer Bash was over before I really announced this, because I didn't want to be competing with Stan's event with this, and it's not a competition, but there is another event coming up that I will be going to, and this is going to be the 11th annual Arnfest. This is an event that I have actually been to all 10 of them to date, and plan on going to the 11th one coming up at the end of September. And this is an event that is held at the Illinois Railway Museum in Union, Illinois, which is kind of outside of the Chicago area. Chicago's not far away, but it's actually out in somewhat a farming country. So it's not really in Chicago, but that's kind of the closest place to talk about. We actually usually get rooms and stuff at the Holiday Inn in Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is about 20 minutes from the museum, Illinois Railway Museum. And this is going to be a multi-day event. We'll actually start on the 24th over at Pleasant Street Machinery in DeKalb, Illinois, Ben Rock's establishment. We'll spend the day there and have an event there on that Thursday. Then Friday, we're at Illinois Railway Museum. Saturday is the big day. You know, if you can't come for the whole time, if you're up in that area and just want to do a one-day thing, come on Saturday. Come out to the Illinois Railway Museum for the event. And then we'll also be out there on Sunday, probably about half the day, and then folks start scattering and going back home. It's a great event. You know, I'll be honest with you guys, it's probably a little bit more woodworking oriented, old woodworking machinery oriented, but there is also a good bit of machine shop stuff going on. And heck, it's at the Illinois Railway Museum, so you know there's cool stuff up there. Even if you're not interested in woodworking machinery, you're just interested in machinery, it's worth going up there just to see the Illinois Railway Museum, which is the nation's largest railway museum, and they got some really cool equipment up there, not just the trains, but in the shops. We have opportunities to visit the steam restoration shop where they're working on restoring steam engines. We get to go to the diesel restoration shops and the trolley shops, which is actually where the main event is held at. So anyway, if you're up in that area or you want to make a trip, like I said, I plan on being there. I love to see my subscribers. On Saturday, we also have a big swap meet out in the parking lot there at the Illinois Railway Museum. People bring in stuff to buy and sell, and there's always a lot of good stuff out there on Saturday morning. If you're interested in coming, please don't just show up. You need to register ahead of time. You can go to arnfest.com, and it has all the information, and you can register there. There is limited space. I think they said they got room for about 120 people. And when they hit that mark, they're probably going to cut registration off. When I was looking this morning, I think they're already up to about 50 people who are registered. So it's, you know, it's filling up, guys. So if you want to come, I highly encourage you to go register for that event. I'm not sure right now if any other YouTube creators are going to be there. I have heard that there's a possibility that one other YouTube creator, and I won't mention any names right now because I don't know this for sure, but it's from up in that area, hint, hint, might be able to get over there to it, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So, and who knows, there may be some other YouTube creators when they see this or see my next video decide to come as well. So anyway, you're invited. Go to arnfest.com for more information and register there. And with that, we will conclude this issue of Odds and Ends. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to all my many subscribers as always, and I appreciate it. We'll see you guys later.